Thoughts and Friends podcast, episode 79. We are recording Sunday night, June 19th, 2022. Wes, you watched some golf this weekend. I watched about 30 minutes of golf. I'm going to guess you watched more than that.
I did watch more than that. That's about the right amount for you. Before we get started, I want to say Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there holding it down. Shout out to all the dads.
Nice come
on this. Well done. Excellent swimming. You did it. You
Nailed the target.
Happy Father's Day. And as is every Father's Day, I actually spent a Father's Day at a U.S. Open. Father's Day always falls on U.S. Open Sunday. Yes, I watched golf. Great story. What do you know about Matthew Fitzpatrick? Our U.S. Open champion, Matthew Fitzpatrick. What do you know about him?
Well, they mentioned a bajillion times that he won the amateur at the same course. What does that mean?
You don't say.
Yeah, they mentioned that a few times, even when I was watching. They brought up some guy's name who used to walk across the thing to do something.
We're going to start there. Francis Ouimet is his name. Enough with this guy. I'm tired of hearing about it. You mentioned it every half hour. I don't care.
Yeah, so I got in late. I was like, I didn't know what they were talking about.
The country club outside of Boston is one of the first. It was like one of the original six in hockey, like the OG, one of the original courses of the USGA. And this guy, I don't even know the whole story. He bought a house across the street from one of the par fives or par fours, like number 12 or some shit, and would walk across the course to the clubhouse and caddy or some shit. And they ended up winning the U.S. Open. Up until that point, 1913, it was only British players that were at the top of the game. And he beat two of the best in the world at that time. He at that, it was nice story. Cool. They mentioned that guy. I think it was just because his name was fun to say. And they mentioned him every half hour. It got really annoying.
So that's the only connection. Is have they not played at this course in a long time, or
it's in the rotation?
But
not in a long time.
Fairly regularly, and then he had no connection to Fitzpatrick or anyone that was playing.
No, it was just this course. He lived across the street from the course and caddied at the course, and was one of the first American players to win a big tournament. To overtake the British players.
An anniversary of some kind?
Perhaps? No, it was just at the course. They overdid it so much. It was just because his name was fun to say. Francis Ouimet.
Probably started watching when the final group was on the 14th hole. They mentioned it 3 to 4 times in the last 4 holes.
Yeah, I watched for 4 days, and you can imagine it was tough. It was the first bullet point. We'll say that.
Man, golf, it does get so rough because it's so long. The amount of times that you have to repeat the same storyline for these guys, and especially, Fitzpatrick. It's we don't have much to go off of because he hasn't had a lot of wins on tour. Definitely no major wins, obviously. So. What are we going to talk about? He won this when he was a little kid. That's about it. We're going to show his mom and his brother a million fucking times. You can talk about how they're all staying in some house or some shit. I was like, I don't care.
To be fair, it was a cool story. It was a cool story. Something that should have been a talking point. When he was in 2013, he won the U.S. Amateur here, and that year, obviously, an amateur doesn't make any money playing golf. And he's 17 at the time. He stayed with a host family, and this week he stayed with that same family, slept in the same bed at the course that he won the U.S. Amateur at. Ends up winning this week. It's a cool story. It's a nice symmetry. It's very unlikely. It's cool. I think just the story of him as a golfer is better. I mean, a lot of people probably don't care, but he was. To your point, this is his first PGA Tour win. He's won some on the European Tour. He's won a couple big events over there. I think he's won 5 or 6 times over there, maybe a couple more, but 0 on the PGA Tour. And up until this season, he was a guy that couldn't really compete. He was an excellent putter, but just lacked distance off the tee. And when you come to big boy events, you come to the U.S. Open, you come to the other majors, other important tournaments and courses on the PGA Tour, you can't compete with the best in the game, because the best in the game just hit it too far. But this off season, he, without bulking up and going the Bryson route, he picked up a lot of speed. He's actually above average in swing speed on tour and picked up a lot of distance. So now, up until this point, it was at these big events, which one of these big hitters is going to catch a hot putter and they'll probably go on to win. You flip it, and the really good putter can now also hit it far. So it kind of leveled the playing field, and he's one of the few players that's able to do it. Before this season, he was, I don't know if you PGA Tour, Kevin Kisner's a short hitter, very good putter, but just can't compete at longer courses. It's just the math equation just doesn't add up. He just doesn't hit it far enough. And a lot of other guys fall in that same boat, but it's a good story. He picked up a lot of distance and has been able to compete. So that's really cool. The symmetry with his previous amateur win is cool. So a good story. Oh, also a fun story. He went to Northwestern for college golf for 2 months, and Northwestern was like, "Hey, you got to go to school. We care. We're one of the 10 schools that care." And he's like, "Nah, I'm not doing that. So I'm going to be a professional golfer. I'm out of here." So he was there for
pro.
He was there for a quarter. So I like that story about. Yeah, also, adult braces. Adult braces. I don't know if you caught that, but full on top and bottom brackets.
It's good for representation for those folks. They don't get to see it a lot with the Invisalign and stuff nowadays. One of us. He's
outside of that, golf is, unless you really care, it's mostly boring. It was a good story with him. First win, first major. That's cool.
How many times is Will Zalatoris going to finish in second place in one of these tournaments?
So far, 3. He's finished second at the Masters. He finished second in a playoff to Thomas in the last major of the PGA. Finished tied for second in this one.
Surely that probably feels bad. Seems like he needs to learn how to putt.
The game plays. It's so weird. I've watched a lot of golf. I've followed it for 10 plus years now, probably. I've never seen a putter like him. From mid-range, he's pretty good. From 8 or 9 feet to 25 feet, it's really nice. He rolls it really good. It gets inside of 7 or 8 feet, and it is a train wreck to end all train wrecks. He to say a figure 8 on the way back with his putter is selling him short, because he is a nightmare from 7 feet. It's bizarre. Gets Parkinson's on the way back. It's wild.
I played a little putt-putt this weekend, and I would say my short stroke and Will's looked pretty similar.
It can't get worse. He's impossible. But yeah, from 15 feet, it's oh, that would look pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he puts that together. He's up there. He's one of the best guys on tour.
Yeah, he's 140 pounds soaking wet, but hits it a mile. One of the best drivers, best iron players on tour already.
That dude, whenever I watch him drive, he bends like a rubber band and fucking smokes that thing.
Oh yeah,
torque, the contortion, the release of that coil.
And that's the thing, guys. I'm using Kevin Kisner, or the biggest one ever was Luke Donald when he was number 1 in the world. He didn't hit it very far, and he tried to chase distance, get bigger, put on weight, and try to hit it farther, and ruined his career. So there's just guys that can't do what Will Zalatoris does off the tee. It can't be really taught, but Fitzpatrick's learning how to do that. He's gaining speed. He's being able to compete off the tee, and the rest of his game is as good as anyone. So maybe a little coming out party for Matty Fitz. Cool story.
I mean, you wouldn't think so. The part of his game that he didn't have is not something that will come and go. If he can hit it that far, he can hit it that far in theory, unless I'm stupid.
Yeah, it's
whereas
just
putting, chipping, that's
right.
Shooting in basketball. It's maybe that's just
the thing.
Come and go.
Exactly.
If I can hit it far, I can hit it far.
Right. That's exactly the thing. At these big tournaments, these bombers, it's like saying defense travels. The driver travels. You're going to be able to hit it 320 off the tee. Do I catch a hot putter this week? we'll see. That's who wins. But it's in theory, gaining 30 yards off the tee just doesn't happen week to week. But he's over an off season has been able to add that to his game, which is usually, like I said, with Luke Donald and a lot of other players, just doesn't work. You can't do it. But he's figuring out how to do it. He's being able to control it and hasn't lost the rest of his game. So outside of that, golf, pretty boring. I will say back-to-back majors with a ton of drama down the stretch, which is really cool. We had a couple that kind of sucked, and now we've had 2 back-to-back that have been really entertaining. So,
I mean, we would be having some, like, what kind of discussions would we be having had Scheffler pulled this out? That would have been, 3 majors in a row, right?
No, he didn't win the PGA. Thomas won the PGA. He won the Masters. So that would be 2, and then...
So he would have won... But he won the one before the Masters too, right? Or am I wrong about that?
No, that was the first one this year. He won the tournament before, or he won this would have been his 5th win of the season. He won...
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
He won the 2 tournaments before the Masters.
Won 3 tournaments in a row. That's what it was.
Yeah, that would have been his 5th, and then 2nd major. Yeah, I mean, he's
on the fast track to...
He's not going anywhere. Yeah.
Being an all-timer.
Yeah, he's not going... The game plays everywhere. Other than that, not a lot of talking much. Rory backdoored. Nah, not really backdoored, because he was in it all week, but just another, T4.
Dude's getting paid.
I wish he would win. That'd be a lot of fun.
When's the last time he won a major? It's been a long time.
2014. He won the PGA in 2014.
It's fucking hard. It's fucking hard.
He won the PGA in 14 for his 4th major, and now hasn't won one in 8 years. Yeah, so he was in his.
I mean, he had
4 majors.
kind of a stretch of not great play, right? And now he's sort of out of that. Or am I wrong about that? I feel like there was a stretch, or maybe it's just as the number 1 player in the world, it was a stretch of poor play, and not for.
I would say, sure, he's had stretches. Yeah. There's another guy. He admitted, when Bryson won the U.S. Open, and he was hitting the ball 350. He admitted to chasing distance and kind of losing his swing. So he went for a while. He was a little on the outs for a bit, but that was more recent rather than post 2014. He was just kind of steady, but just didn't perform well in majors. So he's performing well, just hasn't got over the hump. I got news for you. Golf's really hard. And that's why all these guys are going to the LIV Tour. We've got a lot of names being rumored to go to the LIV Tour, big names like Xander Schauffele, Patrick Cantlay, Victor Hovland. I think this next week we're going to learn the LIV Tour is a problem for the PGA Tour. They're going to have to change something. I think the days are gone of playing golf every single week of the year. These guys on the LIV Tour, Dustin Johnson's I have to play 12 weeks, and then every other week I can do whatever I want. I could play the majors. Having a schedule 25 weeks of golf is just not going to cut it, I don't think, which is unfortunate for a lot of these events where lesser golfers make a lot of money and get their tour card, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
This next week will be big for announcements of people. I think there's going to be a lot of big names announced to go into the LIV Tour, young, prominent names, which is surprising. Money talks, man. It's a fucking job. If I can quadruple my money and work less, I'm listening.
I'd do anything for $200 million.
Literally anything. I mean,
anything I would do for $200 million.
To think that I would be I don't like where it's coming from, and say no to $200 million. Get out of here with that. Are you joking?
The check's fucking clear, folks. If we dig and look,
get off your high horse.
It's all bad money.
You said it. You said
every owner of every powerful sports team. You dig long enough, they did something fucked up. It's
find me a billionaire that doesn't have a skeleton or two in their closet that's as clean as a whistle.
There's levels to it for sure, and the Saudi fellas are on an end of that spectrum for sure.
Yeah.
Guys,
who am I? Who am I?
Not taking this money is not gonna stop Saudi Arabia from being bad.
Kill people.
Those fucking sheiks, they're going to do their thing whether I accept this money from them or I don't.
So I'm going to go ahead and get paid. Yeah, it's bizarre. So that's why I'm not stunned that these players are going. So many people are like these media people try to like make it get so deep on this topic. It's like, oh, but what about their legacy? What about their legacy in the game of golf? Who gives a shit?
No,
like there's like 3 or 4 guys like Rory, Jordan Spieth, like Tiger, like Justin Thomas, John Rahm, to where money is like, we're good. We got and all the endorsements we want. We're going to win a time or two a year on the PGA Tour. We're millionaires. We're taken care of. And then everybody else is like, 25 years from now, you're nobody. You mean nothing to the game. So just like, what are we talking about? This legacy stuff. It's just like, it's like this talking point for these like white knight media people. It's so stupid. Just like take the money.
Well, I mean, you got to think they're all very pro PGA. The PGA pays their salary, so
it's why they have a job.
So you got to see through it, and then like I don't knock them necessarily for shitting.
Sure, they got to do it
because it's bad for them. But like in actuality, you probably just cover both.
They can't because they have a contract. Because
no.
I'm saying these LIV Tour guys, they've signed a contract to get paid this much, and they're contracted to play at all these tournaments, and they're also contracted to say certain things. So, but I wish they could just say, like, yeah, I just got a giant bag to play here. But they're saying that's the reality. But they're saying, oh no, we're growing the game. They have to like put on this act, which it's unfortunate, but we all know.
You're not.
We all know.
You're probably hurting the game if we're being totally honest. But
you're significantly hurting the game. And I wish they would just say that. But they can't because they're under contract now. So it is what it is. But I don't blame them. I don't know what's going to happen with the PGA Tour. I guess they got to start paying their best guys more money. I don't know.
This feels like this LIV thing is going to flame out in spectacular fashion in like 3 years.
Yeah, if you would have said like 6 months or a year, I don't think. But maybe they've got unlimited money. Like they're not.
Yeah, like they have the backing. But if nobody's watching, they're not going to make any money. You know what I mean? Like
they don't. I don't think they care.
So then, what's the gain? You know what I mean? Like they're doing it to make money.
No, they're not. They're doing it to distract from geopolitical goings on. They're calling it sport washing. Like it's a distraction to like disguise themselves as like a normal country that has like normal things, but like behind closed doors, they're doing terrible things. People are calling it sport washing.
Like, does anyone gonna think that way? Is anyone gonna be like, oh, they're good? They actually started a golf league.
I don't know. They hosted those. There's always a Saudi swing. There's a 2 or 3 event month.
Yeah, they already play golf in Saudi Arabia on the PGA Tour. So
yeah, they host over there. Yeah, right. When it benefits them, they're fine with it. They don't give a shit. It's so fucking hypocritical. Yeah, but they host events, and I think they host. I don't know if they've had a UFC event or a WWE's been over there.
WWE goes over there like for a scheduled pay-per-view every year, and it's kind of the same thing. They always shit on them and say it's kind of fucked up that they do that, but
yeah, but they're going to take the money, 100%.
Yeah, and the other thing is like with the WWE thing, it's the pay-per-view always fucking sucks because none of the guys want to go over there and do it, and then it's on at like 12 p.m. in the afternoon because it's Saudi time. So,
but the WWE
it's like
money.
Yeah, but it's like a very egregious cash grab. They're like, we're going to do this really shitty product that nobody will enjoy.
Totally.
Yeah. So,
and they get a bunch of money for it, and then the Saudis going to be like, look, we have events, we have normal everyday life, we have normal social events. Look at us, we're just a normal country. Don't mind anything else we're doing. We have a golf tour. Look at this. We host the UFC. Like that's the game. They have unlimited money, but they're just trying to just blend in with the crowd. I don't know a person that'd be like, oh yeah, I think they're just like a normal, like obviously you just see through it. You're still terrible, but I don't know. I don't know what their game is or why they would, I don't know. Anyway,
We buried the lead. The NBA Finals are over. That's kind of weird. We talked about golf for 20 minutes, but whatever.
Golf fucking rips.
Yeah, dude, it's sick. Matt Fitzpatrick gets the needle moving. Yeah.
To me, it
this
rips
is our
to
podcast.
Me. Yeah, I do this for me.
I don't give a fuck about the listeners. I do
Skip
it for
ahead.
myself.
Skip ahead.
Time codes if you didn't want the golf. The basketball talk is right now. Steph Curry.
Yeah.
He's
greatest player of all time.
MVP. People are asking. Is he the best player in the NBA currently? Is he the best player of all time? The answer is no to both those.
No to both
questions.
Of those things.
But he's certainly moved up the board on the all-time rankings and cemented himself that we were probably greatly disrespecting him going into these playoffs.
Yeah, probably. Before we get into a couple of like legacy things or team things, any like actual in-game stuff or things from Game 6 or anything you want to talk about?
The biggest thing is how bad Tatum was this whole series. It was night and day from like Milwaukee and Brooklyn to this. I mean, it's almost certain they're gonna say he was injured. Hopefully he actually was injured because fuck, dude, he looked like he wanted no parts of anything this whole series, really. Like Jaylen Brown was the guy whenever we needed buckets and like we needed someone to get everyone going. Like he was their guy in that regard. It was so strange to see Tatum, who was so competitive and so focused and locked in against Milwaukee and against Brooklyn and against Miami. It was strange.
He had some bad games against Miami too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I mean,
was he really met with Milwaukee and Brooklyn? I guess who would have? I don't know. I was thought PJ. No, he's on the Heat now. They didn't really have anyone to cover him. You know, like when he was
Drew
met
Holiday guarded him some, but just
there's
the height
inherent. There's inherent problems with that.
An advantage. Yeah, I mean, they don't really have like Drew Holiday's their lockdown guy, and he's 6'3". So Tatum being 6'8", 6'9", it's a little different matchup. Whereas when you got a PJ Tucker, Andrew Wiggins, just a nightmare matchup for any wing in the NBA. Like someone posed this question on Twitter, and at first I was like, like is Andrew Wiggins the best wing defender in the league? Probably not, but he's top 3, top 4. Like when he is playing like this, I don't know that there's a better matchup with his length, athleticism. Like
who's in the conversation?
Specifically,
like healthy Kawhi was a
healthy Kawhi.
Nightmare. Paul George.
I don't think he's that guy anymore.
No, probably not.
Even like the last few Clippers years, like he's still a good defender, but he's not like what he was in San Antonio.
No. Honestly, Tatum, like what he showed against Durant.
Was great. Jimmy Butler is always in that discussion. He's one of the best. Like Drew Holiday. Like he's not a wing,
probably like a guard. Yeah, he's a guard defender.
Like even Marcus Smart a little bit gives a lot of wings problems. Although defensive player of the year, I don't know. He's not the best defensive player on his team, guys. He's probably not the second best defensive player on his team.
I don't think he's the third best. I think Robert Williams and Tatum and Jaylen Brown are all a more valuable defender than Marcus Smart.
Oh, Jaylen Brown off ball sometimes does some stuff that you would think he's 19 years old. It's crazy. Yeah. He'll just get backdoor cut. They'll throw it. He'll make the layup, and he won't even move. It's nuts.
Yeah, that's true.
He's gotten a lot better at that. But man. Like 2 years ago, people on Celtics Twitter, I would see clips and be like, "Is he blind?
He's drunk out here. That's good.
He just doesn't know the game started."
Yeah. Bigger picture type stuff. I include this in the Warriors dynasty run. I view it as one thing. Do you as well? I saw people talking like this is a separate thing. I don't think that's
no. I don't think
how
so
can that be the case?
Same core, same coach. Bill Simmons, did you listen to his podcast following the last game of this?
I click on snippets on YouTube sometimes. I did not listen to the full like Spotify episode. No. What did he say?
It's always great when it's him and House. Neither.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like grit talk and like he does like superstar stuff talk and not a lot of like tangible anything talk.
Joe
House.
That guy's full of
That's
shit.
great. You just get so successful. You're just like, I'm just gonna talk with my buddy. He's never played
Honestly,
in the NBA.
that's great.
Just,
yeah, that's great.
Just my friend.
He's full of shit.
But
what did they say?
Simmons was like, "This Warriors team's not a dynasty," and House is like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And when he shot back on him, he's just like, "It's just not." And he would not give any tangible, but he just dug into it. He's like, "No,
that's one of my biggest pet peeves when someone says something and they say just because it is."
It's like it's just
that's not a reason.
It's just it was like, well, they in the middle they were bad and had the number 2 pick. All their players were hurt. It wasn't like the team got bad. The players were hurt. And then he was like, the Spurs were not a dynasty because it was over such a long period of time. So basically,
that's a dynasty.
Basically, the Celtics with Bill Russell and Michael Jordan and the Cavs were the only dynasty, or Michael Jordan and the Bulls were the only dynasties in the history of the NBA, basically, by his logic. Because he's like, I don't know that the Lakers in the 80s were really a dynasty. I don't know that the Celtics in the 80s were really a dynasty. Like, the Celtics only won. No, I guess they won 3. So I don't know.
I think you could argue
3
that
titles in a short period of time is a dynasty.
I think you could argue that it's not, but like 4 is
in 7 years is absolutely a dynasty.
Would you call the Lakers 3-peat in the early 2000s? Is that a dynasty?
Yeah,
I mean,
I would say, if you 3-peat, yeah.
That's like, is it? I guess you get into the definition.
They made another appearance in 2004, like,
yeah, like. What do we? I mean, yeah.
If you win 3 titles in a 7-8 year period, you're a dynasty.
I think that's generous. I would say in a shorter time, like a.
Well, I guess if you do it, and in those other years, it's not like another team won like the other 4. If that makes sense, like in 7 years, only 2 teams won, and you won 3, and like the other team won 4 or something. Like,
yeah.
Also,
for this Warriors team to go to, they lost 2 to go to 6 in 8 years and win 4 of them. Like, that's
every year they're healthy, they've gone to the final.
That's some of the most egregious takes. I mean, is he just? I think he does an okay job of not getting too bent out of shape, like anti-Celtics. Like when the Celtics lose, like he's still fairly reasonable. Was that what he was like?
No, because I mean, he was very Celtics were bad, Warriors were good.
Yeah, he usually is too. Like I'm trying to figure out why.
I think I don't know. I think as soon as House like pushed back on him, he's like, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm never gonna say that I'm wrong. That's another thing. He never admits he's wrong about anything, which is part of the reason he's probably as successful as he is.
Maybe
it seems like all these guys that like Portnoy, these big media guys, like they all have that gene where they just think they're absolutely right about everything and will just say fuck you till their grave. But he's probably wrong about that. But
he's absolutely wrong about
Warriors are the team of the 2010s and on, without a doubt.
100%.
Steph should have 2 finals MVPs. He has 1. Yeah, so basically from this series alone, Tatum is the big thing to me. I think let's talk him first. After this series, I don't know if I think he's a number 1 on a championship team. I think he still is, probably, because we have to remember that he's 24 years old. If you look at every all-time great ever, like nobody wins before they're 27. Jordan won when he was 28. LeBron won when he was 27. Durant won when he was 28. Curry won when he was 27. Like Magic Johnson, like
tons of greats get there and lose. Tons of greats get there and lose.
Like 20 in modern basketball, like Shaq was 28 or 29 when he won his first. It's if you're the number 1 guy, like you're just not doing it before like 26.
Yeah,
like
it's almost you were like required to get there and lose. Like you have to take. How old was Giannis? Giannis was like 26 or 7, right?
26. 6? So that kind of shows how impressive that was too last year. Yeah, it's really tough.
I think he's still the guy.
So you think he could be a number 1 player on a championship team?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I think so too.
I think that would be a little overreactionary. He did not play well. I am concerned about the turnovers, the ball handling, and the passing is just brain dead stuff. It's just really odd. It seems correctable. It seems like mental stuff. The handle is a little loose sometimes. It seems like against smaller guys that I can get up, like kind of get up underneath him, and just kind of took the ball from him a few times. But I think a lot of like mental, like pressing ahead and transition and throwing the ball away. He did a lot, throwing it away in the half court. I think it's a lot of correctable stuff. And ran
This
into
team
a
needs a point guard. They need a
nightmare
point
matchup
guard
against Wiggins. That was tough. I think he's become very scoutable, very guardable. He loves going left, loves stepping back to the left, loves dribbling left and shooting. It seems like he does it like 85% of the time. He just seems predictable
Shoots
sometimes
a lot
on offense.
Of very difficult shots.
Contested, like fall away to the left jump shots.
His elite shot making ability, as it is with all these guys, is like a gift and a curse at times, because you don't think you have to work as hard to create space. You're just like, fuck it, I'm hitting anything on anybody. And then when the shots aren't falling, it looks kind of rough. And this year he kind of took that step, and that's what caused him to go from like a 20-point a game to a 27-point a game guy, was that he is able to finish and get to the basket more, which he was not very good at his first few years. Now he kind of gets to the basket, finishes through contact a little better, even though still that's not always his strong suit.
Staying with the Celtics, Jaylen Brown, he's like a top 25 guy, top 30 guy. Where does he?
I would say so.
Somewhere in there.
Is there I have a lot of the same qualms with him that I have?
Is there another guy in that like top 25 or 30 that has a bigger range of outcomes than Jaylen Brown?
Bad Jaylen Brown is so bad.
Bad Jaylen Brown is like.
But then we have so many games to point to. Like in this game, he was great in this closeout game. He was the only guy that really showed up on offense for the Celtics.
I know.
Robert Williams was great all series, even though he was hurt. But offensively, he's the only guy that showed up. He had that crazy 40-point game last series. Like when he's good, he's arguably their best player sometimes. And when he's bad, it's
can't be on the court.
Unbelievable. Bad. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. I don't think there's enough. Part of the floor and ceiling is, man.
I don't think that the offensive scheme for this team did any of these guys any favors, because boy, is it a lot of like, give it to them at the top of the key. All 5 defenders can keep their eyes on you. There's really nothing ever going on behind me or beside me. I can just focus on this one action. We can roam around in the paint, and you're just going to kind of play right into our hand.
And when those post game one, after they shot like 70% from 3, guys like Derek White and Grant Williams, I said it on the last pod, that they just played 5 out, and it was just drive and kick to drive and kick. No one had any confidence to shoot. Everyone just kept pump fake, drive, kick, and there was no threat in the paint, and they were just giving you, take your contested 2 if you want. We'll close out on the shooters, and you guys aren't making anything. It was, the scheme was not great. You're relying very much on those contested Tatum shots, those Jaylen Brown ISOs. Live by it and die by it. It's really ugly when you die by it, though.
Yeah,
not great.
If Chris Middleton's healthy, do you assume that the Bucks are in the finals instead of the Celtics?
100%.
And do you assume the Warriors still win if the Bucks are in the finals?
Steph's no longer the best player in the series, and I think Drew Holiday on Steph would be a lot of fun. I think the Bucks would beat them.
I do too.
I think they're the best team in the league. I think they're the best team in the league if they're all healthy. Although they got steamrolled in Game 7, they took the Celtics to 7 with 0 minutes of Middleton without home court. They did that on the road, which was their own fault. But I think they're a better team than the Celtics. I think I would love to see that series, man. That would be so fun.
Hopefully we do at some point.
Yeah.
Hopefully we do at some point.
Because then you, I don't know what you do. Probably throw Wiggins on Giannis. I don't know. Or you probably I don't know what you do. Draymond on Giannis. Like, that's just a nightmare.
A lot of fun options. A lot of chess moves to be made.
He's a good player. I've heard he's a matchup nightmare.
Still Steph Curry, though. I think we're burying the lead here. Like Steph Curry, this is his defining moment of his career like cements him as one of the all-time greats. I think firmly puts him in the top 10 all time.
Firmly, you think so?
I think so. I would say so. I made a rough sketch of my rankings.
I agree with you. I think he is on the back end of that. I don't think everyone would agree with you.
There's a range. There's a top end of a range that I think he's closer to 5 than he is to 10. Maybe, I don't know.
I was gonna say, yeah, maybe you have him closer to that middle range than 10.
I mean, I think there's.
I want to say I know.
There's only 4 people that I think I can't make an argument he's better than. That I absolutely cannot make an argument.
I know for a fact you don't have him above Steph Curry, but all due respect, rest in peace. If you have Kobe over Steph Curry, you're insane. I don't think you're insane. I think that's aggressive. Insane is aggressive. I think that there's a very, very strong argument that Steph Curry has a better resume than Kobe.
Sure.
The Kobe efficiency and
one
the
more title.
He has
one more title. Yeah. He has one more Finals MVP. Steph has one more regular season MVP. All NBA's All-Star games. I would imagine they just have both made it like every year, so I don't really care about that.
Yeah, don't care.
Kobe, much better defensive player, one of the best wing defenders of all time. Curry's a negative to a neutral defender.
Yeah, early in his career, he was quite bad, and now he's kind of like whatever. Yeah, insane is aggressive, but I
think like
firmly have Steph ahead of him.
If you wanted to tell me Steph Curry's the best offensive player to ever play basketball, I wouldn't say you're crazy for saying that.
I'll hear you. Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't say you're crazy for saying that. One of the toughest players to guard, one of the toughest matchups. He's so unique that he's very hard to compare. There's no other Steph Curry point of reference at all, which to me gets him a couple notches.
Let's hear it. Go for it. Go ahead.
Who are the four guys that I think
LeBron,
Magic, Kareem, LeBron, MJ. I don't think you can argue he's better than any of those 4 players.
I think a lot of people would also have Larry Bird in that group as well.
I think there's a case you could say he's better than Bird. I think the 2 KD titles hurts him against Bird because Bird was the number 1 guy, and he won.
He also has 4,
3.
right?
No, he has 3. So he only has 3. So that's
Magic has 5.
Magic
Bird
has 5. Bird has 3. Bird beat Magic twice, I think. No, only once. I don't know how many regular season MVPs Bird has. I want to say like 2 or 3. Let's see. I believe he has maybe 3 regular season MVPs. So Steph has 2. Let's see here. 3-time NBA champ, 2 times Finals MVP, 3-time NBA MVP. So that puts him ahead a little bit.
Bird would be 5th for me, I would say.
Yeah,
I think.
The other thing that's like,
I don't have all the players like in front of me either.
I have Tim Duncan 5th right now, which I think I'm higher on Tim Duncan than most people are. Like most lists I see, Tim Duncan seems like he's too low to me. He's 5 titles.
People that have Kobe ahead of him, now that's insane.
I agree. Again, insane because like I don't know. He's one of the best defensive players. His offensive numbers are not gaudy, but incredibly efficient. I think his offense is what would turn people off. But if we're doing a draft of all players of all time, and I'm like, we need to win the championship this year, prime Tim Duncan is coming off the board very, very quickly for me. Very quickly.
Yeah. I think unless you're like
the best interior defender in the history of the NBA.
I think unless you how many did he win any defensive player of the years? How many of those have you had? People that doesn't carry from generation to generation. I feel like there's guys like Mutombo or like these players that are only known for defense. Maybe they have a reputation built on defense, but like even like Kobe or Tim Duncan, these players.
Yeah, 0 defense player of the years, 15 times all defense.
Big offensive games, it gets forgotten how good they are in defense. And people forget that he was like one of the best interior defenders of all time.
And the other thing that kind of hurts Nuck is that he played so long that like by the end of his career, his like per game stats for his career don't look like his per game is like 19 and 10. But you got to think there's like 4 years there at the end where, and even then, like in 2013, he's averaging 18 points a game and like 9 and 10 rebounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I agree.
At his best, he's like 26, 13, 4 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal. Like unbelievable shit.
He would be 6 for me. He would be behind Bird. But I don't blame you. Is Bird 6 for you?
So right now I had Curry 6th and I had Bird 7th. I'd probably put Bird ahead of Curry, I think.
I'm fine with it, but
then I had Shaq 8th.
Agree.
Shaq and Curry have like a weird parallel comparison.
They're like the same player, but like totally the opposite player.
They're like specialists in a way. Like they have sort of glaring weaknesses and like huge deficiencies to their game. But the one thing they're so good at is so goddamn unstoppable. And like there's no game plan for it. There's no matchup for it. You are just at the will of whether he wants to kill you or not. Like it's not up to you, basically.
Yeah.
They both have that kind of in common.
Now is where it gets really muddy, I think.
Like, here's the other thing. I almost like don't even like putting Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain on these lists because I don't fucking know. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never seen him play a second of basketball.
I don't know what to do with that. Like 11 championships is wild for Bill Russell. They also had 8 teams.
Count.
They had 8 teams.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
The dominance, he was the best player of that era. I think I would always put him over Wilt Chamberlain. He's the best player of that era. And what I have watched, he does look like he doesn't even belong out there. He's so much better than everybody.
Just like a college kid playing against like middle schoolers.
Like, I mean, he's like Babe Ruth. It's like in Babe Ruth in baseball. It's like, where do we put Babe Ruth? I don't know. Like, he was obviously incredibly dominant. So
playing against the fucking accountants.
If you want to put Bill Russell 5th, like, I guess, I don't know.
Sure.
Like
Resume wise, I mean, what do you do?
I have him 10th. I have Shaq 8. I have Kobe 9. I have Russell 10. I have Durant 11. Hakeem 12. Wilt 13. Moses Malone 15 or 14. Oscar Robertson 15.
Who's I gonna say? Where does how many players do you have ranked? You have like a big.
I have a big list somewhere, but this is.
When do you start considering? When do you start considering Giannis? Does he make the top 20? Top 25?
Yeah, he might be ahead of some of these guys. Actually, I kind of forgot about him. He's won championship, back-to-back MVPs.
2 MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, he's right around 15 probably. You could put him over.
Another championship would do him a lot of favors.
Yeah, I mean, 14 would be the absolute highest. Oscar Robertson, I guess. Like Wilt, no. Hakeem, no. KD, no. Russell, no. None of those guys ahead of him. You could put him in there. Moses Malone, what did he do? Won 1 title, like 3 MVPs, I think. So him and Moses Malone have pretty similar. Let's see here. 13-time All-Star, 3-time MVP. So, yeah, I would probably have him like 16th or 17th, I guess.
Yeah. That was probably a little disrespectful to Kobe in the past 10 minutes, but I'd like to see past the gaudy offensive numbers and just look at how many shots he was taking. I just don't. He was inefficient. Second best player on the first 3, for sure. And then they didn't really do anything until he added Pau Gasol. And then obviously,
but to expect him to just win, I mean, to say that the teams he was on in between, they should have done anything is like the fact that he even made the playoffs with those teams. He was playing on some piss poor teams in between.
Yeah.
Some Smush Parker led.
Yeah. No one does it by themselves.
Yeah. Like you need help. No one's ever won a title without a second All-Star. I don't think. I mean, that I can think of.
Dirk? Jason Kidd?
Yeah. Yeah, where's Dirk? He's probably coming up too somewhere.
That was
him
a
and Garnett's.
Team.
Yeah. What the fuck? LeBron, what the fuck, man? What the fuck, man?
Yeah, that was a tough
good.
One.
Not
you got
good.
there's no defense in the LeBron argument. There's just that's the trump card. There's no defense for the Mavericks series.
I'm as big a LeBron fan as there is in the world. That's the difference between him and Jordan. For me, that's the difference. Jordan's 1, he's 2. That's like what I would point to.
Yeah, there's just no coming back from that.
There is no fucking shot Michael Jordan is losing to that Dallas Mavericks team ever.
Nope.
Never. He's probably guarding Dirk. He's like, fuck this.
I'll kill you, Dirk.
Not doing this. But
yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah. So I'd just like to apologize to Kobe, but I just think you're very inefficient, and
he's playing the style. That was the game. We give it to our best player. He shoots 37 times from 18 feet, contested as fuck, and that's how we play.
He was pretty sick at it too.
Fuck yeah, he was. Oh,
he was just.
He scored 81 points in the game. People forget that.
Yeah, like totally legit. Just made all the shots. It was awesome. He scored just as dead as can be. Scored like 63 or some shit in his last game. Just shot like 50 times. It was awesome.
So good.
It was so awesome.
Yeah. If you ever need, if you're ever like, Kobe wasn't even that good. Just look up like 2006 Kobe Bryant highlights. He scored like 35 a game that year for the whole season. Just look up his highlights from that year. Be like, oh yeah, no, he's pretty.
He could put it in the hoop.
He's pretty good. And then he had like later in the 09 10 when they won the titles, he like changed his game and like had more of a post up game, and footwork was fucking crazy. Such good footwork in the post.
Yeah, good player. Good player.
Unbelievable player. Yeah, I think Curry's. I think he's somewhere between 5 and 10, somewhere in that range.
Agree.
Where you slot him in, I think you could argue Duncan, Bird, Shaq, Kobe, Russell.
Yeah, I think his resume now.
After that, I don't. What do you think of it, KD? Could you argue KD is better than Steph? Because you have to. That's the thing with these things. It's like quality of player plus resume. It has to be both. How much you weigh the two, or
he came in and pretty much just cucked his team away from him and was the best player on the team. Clearly, that was like, I guess technically both of their prime. Curry's a little older, but that's tough. But he won 2 without him. Like you can't. I don't think you can argue it.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, Curry with this one and his finals MVP now. I think you can
just argue like KD needed Steph to win a title. Steph doesn't need KD to win a title. Like that's kind of clearly right there.
His fourth makes it very interesting with Duncan, with Shaq, with Bird, with Kobe. He's firmly in that conversation now, from like 5 to like 9.
Yeah, totally agree.
Really good. Happy for Andrew Wiggins. Not happy for Draymond Green. We were texting about this. How about Steve Kerr? Dude just stays winning championships like every year.
Yeah, it's crazy. I saw some rumblings. He has 8 championships.
He going to the LIV tour? Oh, sorry. Wrong.
Maybe.
Wrong sport.
So Kenny Atkinson, who was basically all but confirmed to be the next Hornets coach,
he said no.
Warriors assistant, the tinfoil hat is Steve Kerr right off into the sunset.
No Kenny way. Atkinson.
I think that's just like literally people online like assuming that. I don't think there's any sources that back that up.
Why would he not take that job? I saw he like said.
Yeah,
said,
I mean,
no,
it's
thanks.
Weird. Maybe LaMelo's bad vibes. I don't know. Maybe the Hornets are just not good vibes. I gotta think Michael Jordan being your boss is not great. Doesn't seem like he's a super hands-off guy. Let the coach do his thing.
I think he ramrods a lot.
He's like, just do the Michael Jordan shit. Just like win all the games. I don't understand.
Have you guys maybe thought about just wanting it more?
Just like nut the fuck up and like
just
beat them.
Just like make shots. You know what I'm saying? Just
I don't understand it.
Just go take it from him. That's my dad's. When I'm watching soccer with my dad, she's like, why don't they just go take it from him?
Just take it from him. What the fuck?
Just be better. What are you doing? Anything else on the finals?
Steve Kerr is a great coach. Is Steve Kerr one of the luckiest people in the history of professional sports.
Sure, yeah.
Like he's great.
He's been in the right place at the right time for like 20 straight years, 25.
Michael Jordan, Phil Jackson, Scottie Pippen, Tim Duncan, Greg Popovich, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Kevin Durant. Like, pretty good. It's a star-driven league. The dude knows how to get in those stars' orbits, and
he can find a
do
star.
Do his fucking role.
No question. But I will say, Draymond is a psychopath. Klay Thompson's a weird enigma.
Yeah.
Steph Curry is a superstar. Add Kevin Durant to that. The way he manages the shit is top notch. What can you say? He's a winner.
Steph Curry completely changed the way basketball is played, and like Steve Kerr is the reason the Warriors play this way. Steve Kerr basically invented a new way of playing basketball. That's him.
Yeah.
Like he had the balls to say, no, we're going to shoot 43s a game and it's going to work. And that's how we're going to do it. And then you see they're playing the Celtics, and that was their whole thing. We're going to guard you. We're going to shoot 1,000,000 threes. Hopefully it works out. Didn't work out.
Yeah.
Because we do it a little bit better. Okay. Off-season talk.
I was going to say,
who's the Sacramento Kings candidate? Who's going to give Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole max contracts and completely fuck up their next 5 years?
Is Wiggins is he a free agent?
I think he has one more year.
Okay. Is Poole due for money?
He might also have one more year.
Hopefully for some sad sack franchise, this series of Jordan Poole, you can't just do it all the time. Like you have major warts to your game. The good is good though.
Yeah, you're a great piece.
Dude, so many fucking mid basketball players get crazy money. When you juxtapose basketball salaries to football salaries and the quality of player, it is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah. I remember whatever that season was. There was one season where it's the TV money went up crazy and the free agency was we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're just giving. Evan Turner got $75 million. We're what's happening?
Timofey Mozgov, 19 mil per. Welcome to the squad.
Luol Deng coming off a knee injury at 33. We're I don't know, $40 million? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know.
Burning a hole in our pocket. So
I can't remember who it was, but there was maybe it was Aaron Donald. He restructured his deal and it put up his career earnings, and someone posted what's the guy, the shooter from Buddy Hield's career? It's the same as Aaron Donald. Buddy Hield and Aaron Donald it was disgusting.
Fewer basketball players, baby. More money to go around.
My God, is there ever?
Oh God.
But yeah, people do dumb shit. Is the draft in 10 days or some shit? It can't.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up.
It doesn't sleep. And then we'll have free agency a week after that.
The NBA is the fucking best. June 23rd is the draft.
This
Thursday.
This week, yeah. We gotta talk draft.
Yeah, we gotta watch the Adam Sandler movie and then talk some draft. I've been
we'll do that.
Grinding some fucking scouting reports on these guys. I'm picking who I like. I'm picking who I don't.
For all you sickos, we'll do a quick turnaround. We'll try to put it out on Tuesday or something because the draft will be Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We'll watch that Adam Sandler movie. I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard it's kind of cookie cutter but enjoyable.
Kind of what I want.
Yeah, totally.
Not expecting some
good funny cameos, good stuff. Yeah, we'll do a draft preview. I got some takes. I think I have some takes.
You got some guys you like and some guys you don't?
Yeah.
All right.
I honestly don't know what I would do if I was the Magic with the number 1 pick.
Oh man, I've flip-flopped a lot. On what I would do.
I've snap call when they got the first pick, it was Jabari, but I'm kind of buying into Chet.
Me too. I'm in the same boat. I think I've seen Jabari's ceiling. I've seen guys that are that.
You need to hit the lottery.
What Chet's ceiling could be, there's not a comp. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You can't. They have
the Orlando Magic.
nice...
We don't need to hit doubles. Like I listened to a podcast today where there's 2 Magic fans on, and they're like, you got to try to get the honest. And if we fuck up, we fuck up. But the only way in Orlando Magic will ever be in the finals is if we get a top 5 player. Like, can Jabari Smith be a top 5 player in the NBA?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Could Chet?
I don't think so either. Maybe.
I doubt it. More of a chance.
I doubt it, but it's in play. They have, similar to what I said about the Detroit Pistons last offseason, they've got some all right, that guy's okay. You know, if we get like a top 10 player added here,
they have a bunch of B- guys.
Yeah, a bunch of doubles, like you said, a bunch of like pretty all right guys.
Bunch of B- players. I think some people think Franz Wagner could be a little better than I think he could be. Could Franz Wagner be my cap for him? Would be like if he's like a one-time All-Star,
like third best player on a championship team.
Third,
like Chris Middleton.
Not.
Chris Middleton?
Yeah, that would be like his peak.
Yeah, like really nice player, maybe.
Two-way player, handles the ball well.
Yeah,
plays really hard.
I remember saying last year, I didn't really get what he did. He like kind of did weird. I don't know, but I would like to not overlook the defensive abilities and potential as much. I've watching that finals series. If you can guard the wing, I like you. I need you. I want you.
Jabari can do that. He can guard the wing, but Chet can switch,
can guard
pick and roll.
Everything. He's
like the best shot blocking prospect like I've ever seen. I've never seen someone with his frame coupled with his timing it's perfect every time.
And can move and can shoot.
He can flip his hips, can handle the ball. I also think offensively he was held back tremendously playing with Timmy. Like he did not get to show.
He just
did not get to show
everything.
His full potential. I think at a different school, he would have been the slam dunk number 1 probably had he got to really flourish. Like if he played at Auburn this year, I mean that's a weird thing because they had Kessler, so that's not like the best comp.
They would have blocked a lot of shots.
Had he had Jabari's like leash, being like, "Hey, you're just gonna shoot it every fucking time. You're our guy. We're gonna go down the ship with you. You're not gonna be our 4th option on offense." The other thing to think, we're just doing the NBA draft talk now, I guess.
I can't help it.
Basically, Chet went to Gonzaga because he thought Suggs was still going to be there because they played in high school together. So reuniting them,
they played at AAU, right? They were
played high school together too,
or high school, yeah.
They were sick.
I imagine they won some games.
Yeah. So that's another thing that would be another reason to link them back up. I think you take Chet. I think
I agree. I'm coming around to that too.
You swing. But I see no scenario where Jabari Smith is not a really good NBA player.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to say that. Like,
who's 2? Is it Houston or are they 3?
Thunder. Oklahoma City is 2. Houston is 3. So it's looking like Houston's probably going to get Paolo. I don't see a scenario where he goes in the top 2. Seems like that's like a kind of a distinct.
I don't hate that. I think Houston is fine for him. I think they have a couple guards, and then I think he could play the 3 or 4 and be okay.
I don't know that I love Paolo as much as a lot of people do.
Yeah, I thought he could have been a little more aggressive, a little more assertive offensively. He's got some good parts to his game. I think he's a good player.
Yeah, I like what does he do? And what's his role? Like to me, his absolute peak would be like Julius Randle would be like best case scenario. Like,
am I wrong that he feels more like a wing, like a 3 than like a Randle?
I don't.
Does he have that type of like?
He has like a decent handle. I don't think for like a wing he has that level handle. I mean, he's 6'10", 250. Like he's a big man.
I feel like he doesn't he's young, but he doesn't have the beef of Randle. He's not like quite as.
No, but you got to think he'll probably get there, I guess. But like, he's not like he's an okay shot blocker. He's not the best perimeter defender. I have questions about his shooting.
So you're saying he doesn't have an elite skill?
Yeah, I think for his size, if he is a big, his ball handling and playmaking is an elite skill. If he's a wing, that's not an elite skill. But if he's a power forward, then it is. Because like he does have really good touch and really good feel, and like obviously that's like a thing when you're 18. Like there's a lot of guys that don't see, and they like are driving into spots that aren't there. Like he seems to see the court, feel the game very well, which is like his elite skill. And also, yes, he's got a great frame, bodies, 250 pounds, moves really well, strong, can finish at the rim. But I just like seems like he's a tough fit kind of on some teams.
Yeah, maybe. What do you read into? They just didn't want to pay Christian Wood, or what's the deal with that? They just didn't like the fit with their guys, or I think Christian Wood's a pretty good player. I think he's due for money though, right?
Yeah, I also think it seems like Christian Wood gets shipped out everywhere he goes. So it
seems like it's maybe there's problems him.
The Christian Wood talent does not outweigh the Christian Wood experience, it seems. Doesn't seem like he's a guy that everyone's going to bat for. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of teammates that are like, can't believe we got rid of Christian Wood.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's talented, but we'll see. And he's also just completely allergic to ever playing defense at any point in time, which not great. So
not great. All right. We'll do an extensive deep dive on the draft. Probably put that out Tuesday or Wednesday. So be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout. Check that inbox. Man, I will say there's not a lot of. I've gotten through most of the guys that'll go in the pretty much probably everyone that'll go in the lottery. Not a lot of guys I would say I actively dislike, so that's good. I would say it's a pretty deep draft. Say you get some pretty quality players pretty late.
Okay.
It's going to be a ton. Like every pick is going to be. You could take a guy that I'm pretty sure is going to be like a 7, or there's a guy that could be a 10 or a 4. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of parity in that way.
Love to hear it. I can't wait to hear who those players are.
Yeah.
In a couple days when we do a full NBA draft breakdown.
Yeah.
Prior to the draft on Thursday. Anything else on Steph, on the NBA?
Joe Biden fell off his bike.
Hilarious.
Dude, his foot got caught on the little.
That's fine. I think
thing.
People fall. He's old. People fall. It was funny.
Oh, I mean, the video, like not panning and him just falling out of frame. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah. So good. He's so old. I'm surprised. I think he could have died.
Yeah. I can't believe he can even ride a bike, to be honest with you. That's honestly apparently the story. Like
apparently he popped up and rode off, which is just impressive. He's like 90 years old.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, how does that guy run the country? He's got Alzheimer's and like can't stand up.
Yeah, he's like literally can't talk.
President doesn't matter.
Nah.
It doesn't matter, guys.
Nope.
Doesn't matter.
No. I finished the season of Barry. Major cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I'm always after it goes black. I'm always like, that's it. I want feed me. Daddy wants more. I wish they were an hour-long show. It's just not, and I want more.
So, but the thing is, my point of reference, because I watched them both kind of parallel to one another. Then you watch Stranger Things. That's just 4 hours too long. They could have cut out 4 to 5 hours of that 7 hours. I mean, probably not 5 hours, but
seems like a lot. But
I mean, that last episode was 2 hours long. Did not need to be that long. I mean,
no.
Every episode could have been 45 minutes, and the last one could have been 1:15. They could have gotten the point across. There was so much fucking wasted time.
It was a lot. I did enjoy it, but it was very long. I don't think the length in this case enhanced the content.
No.
You did say it did get kind of jumbled, a bit tough to follow. We were following kind of 3 separate, I don't know what to call them, like plot through lines through the entire thing. It was a bit hard to track, and that had to do with a lot of the length and a lot of just like throwaway stuff that didn't need to be involved. I didn't like it. I did enjoy it though. I thought the reveal was good. I thought the build up to that was good. Although, as you pointed out, somewhat confusing. but enjoyed it. And I like. What did you think of the way they put it out? They put out a bingeable 7 episodes, and then like a month or a month and a half later, another half. I think that's given like nice time to digest, talk about it, break it down, and then go again.
I like it.
I'm
over a binge. I think I'm over a binge.
I like it. Maybe maybe an appetizer, a nice little 7-pack.
How about how the boys did it? They did like
I like that a lot.
I think and then they do week to week.
I think that's smart. I think that's really.
I think that's ideal because I need like the 3 to like get my brain reattached. Because if I just watch the 1, it'll kind of not take, and then I'm invested.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
But man, like this, I was just watching it, and there's just so much of it where I just
they're so long.
What the fuck's even happening? This doesn't even matter. Who gives a fuck? Like
the entire thing with Hopper was so
everything
brutal.
With Hopper and Joyce.
Take it out.
Could have had none of it. Could have literally had like a never saw him, saw that they went to Russia, don't show him ever again, and then they show up to save the day eventually. Don't need to know what happened.
Honestly,
don't care.
Just after season 3, just kill him. Fuck it. I don't even what.
Yeah,
I know. He's like he's.
They don't write these shows to make the show the best show. They write it so they can sell fucking T-shirts.
I know,
and put all the cast on hot ones.
The way the lack of creativity for like his storyline and how he was alive and like it was so brutal. I thought that was
he just jumped down to the other level and the nuclear bomb that blew up in there didn't affect him. He just like jumped down 7 feet lower than he was before.
The lack of creativity for that was so bad.
And he was seemingly basically totally fine.
Yeah. Really, really, I don't know what to call it. Not insulting to the audience, but just like that's just such a.
I don't even understand. He broke his leg to get his thing off. Like, I don't even understand why did that help him get his thing off? It didn't even seem because like I understand the thought is like you move your foot this way and then the thing will slide off. But whenever they showed the visual of the broken foot in the thing, it was just so obvious that was still not going to come off. Like they did not make it.
He was going to like go hide in that.
Like he would have had to like compound fracture his leg. And if he had done that, he just wouldn't have been able to walk. And he's walking around like fighting demogorgons.
And then he runs away.
A completely broken leg.
Barefoot. He runs away and then
uphill
rides off on that snow. Yeah, makes no sense. Some of the work you could have cut out the 2 hours or whatever it was of that entire. It was so bad. And you text when you're watching it. Yeah, these 2 guys that conspired to escape this prison. Let's put them in the same cell together. Just like zero of that made any sense whatsoever. It was so bad, so bad. But I thought the rest of it was awesome, though. Like, outside of that entire Russia storyline, stinks. 0 out of 10. But the rest I thought was really good.
Yeah. The 11 stuff was solid. It was okay. Again, it got a little convoluted there. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention for stretches.
Yeah, why don't you get off your phone and stop being a big dummy and just watch?
But again, like, even with the 11 stuff, like, paid off good. Like, it was fine, but it just seemed a little too long.
They really hammered it home in that.
Hey, it's repeating. She's reliving the same. Yeah. And I feel like I'm her stuck in this fucking simulation now. Get to the goddamn point. Let's move it along here.
Yeah. Yeah. Very gruesome season.
Yeah. A lot of violence.
I mean,
really, the kids in Hawkins was really the only thing I was super entertained by. The rest of it was kind of, go figure. Like that's the show. That's what the show is good. Like whenever we get like big government agencies, no fun anymore. That's not fun. It's too big. You got to keep it relatively
season
small.
1 was great. Season 1 was great. It was kind of novel. It was new. And then they started doing the like Russian shit, and they were like,
Russia. Fuck Russia. No.
Yeah, they like took over the mall and were like infiltrating. Like that's stupid.
Yeah, dumb.
And they had like a third of this season was also that. It was the worst part. Not great, Bob. But I don't know what they do. I don't. What's his name? One of the characters, the one that everyone thinks is gay, was on Fallon, and he said Byers, the Byers kid, the one with the bowl cut.
Oh, yeah, Will, right?
Will Byers, yeah. He was on Fallon, and he asked him what can we expect for the second half of season 4. He's like, well, we're gonna have some deaths. There's some deaths, and of course Fallon was like fucking stroke, just like, oh my god, that was.
This is gonna go so viral on YouTube.
It's a pretty big spoiler. You guys, viral. Yeah, so he was fired up about that.
This show only exists to create clips for YouTube. What the fuck?
My show is 10 years past its time. What are we doing here? Tough.
Just put it on YouTube. Don't even have it on TV.
Yeah, 100%. So who do you think? Give me some hot takes on who you think's dying. Think we have any? Probably just
none
like
of
ancillary
the kids.
People.
Maybe 11.
That'd be
11
sick.
would be the only of the kids.
Hey, it's her show.
I agree, but killing any of the other kids would just feel like, what the fuck?
That's kind of fucked up. They're not even. They're just a kid.
I mean, Hopper dying would make sense. I think
he should have just died. Why in the third? Maybe. I think one of the older. The Duffer Brothers said that. I know the actor's name. Who plays
Joe Keery?
Joe Keery's yeah. He was supposed to die. He was supposed to die in season 1, but like everyone loved him, and he like meshed so well with the cast, and he like vibed with that one kid, and they were like this comedy duo that everyone loved, so they kept him around. I think one of those older kids could die, like not a part of the main core younger kids.
Or what about this basketball captain guy? You think he's gonna live?
I thought he might have died in this season. Like he's a perfect candidate. Is like no one really cares about him, but like a little arc.
Yeah, he could die, but I think he's also absolutely gonna have the arc where he comes onto their side, realizes what's going on with them, helps him out, and then he dies probably.
Yeah, they're building him up to have a run in the second season. Yeah, he's losing his mind a little bit. Yeah, just like in season 3 when Billy died, Max's older brother. I think one of the older kids that are like not essential to the maybe I don't know if any of the,
but like although like he was a villain for pretty much the entire time and like had a redemptive arc at the very end. Like I don't think they've ever killed like a main character who was.
Yeah, he said that like we're gonna have some deaths. Like they had deaths in this one. It was like no one of consequence. It was just like.
Random basketball player number 3.
Tertiary like side characters. Like yeah. I don't know.
Oh, as soon as that little nerdy guy, I was like dead.
Oh, I wanted him
immediately. Like saw first frame, dead. That guy's gonna die.
Couldn't wait for him to die. He was the worst. You know who you reminded me of? That guy that you sent me a TikTok of. Boy, do I hate him.
Oh man, if you're still listening to this, go look up. If you're on the internet a lot, you probably saw it. Fuck, what's his name?
Maybe don't look it up.
Yeah, dude, it's so.
I watched. Bad. I went to his page. It was so bad,
man. I thought the SNL thing was bad. It just talk about tip of the iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg. It was his whole page is just a fever dream. Just my skin was off my body. It crawled off my body.
Let's just say he has a Lin-Manuel Miranda style song about school shootings. So if that kind of.
Oh my God. I just want to fucking kick his ass so bad. He's just such a little wormy. Like, play it. Yeah, play it for the people.
Land of the AR-15, land of the free, home of the brave, land of the AR-15, home of kids in the grave. I struggle to find the words, keep the disposition sunny. I'm always trying to turn the unfunny things funny, but laughing feels wrong. Hypocrisy's rife, I gotta say something, cause you're all pro-life unless it's taken by a gunman. 19 more tiny heartbeats. being stocked in their alma mater. You force kids into the world, then condemn them to slaughter. We teach our daughters how to hide when they should be learning history. Then we're surprised when it repeats itself. It's no mystery, it's indifferent. See them run when asked how to combat the madness. They don't care about your rights, they only care about their status. And they have us where they can hold us, packed in the Senate and SCOTUS, and acting bogus, hocus pocus, while we hopelessly focus on the joke that is trying to feel safe in this country. I love my home, but I don't know if we'll truly become free if we can't agree. Uncle Sam's holding a bad gun. The nation's fighting for its soul. Are we sure it ever had one? Children dying in the school. But can you tell me why? They're not trying to change the rules.
I never got to that part. I never got to that part.
Fuck him, because now I've been walking around, children dying in the school.
Hey, anything for TikTok views, baby.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that guy. I don't like.
Oh, my kid's in the grave.
That video of him pitching himself to Lorne Michaels to be on SNL was. Someone joked on Twitter, like, honestly, he fits in perfectly. Just couldn't be better fit for this fucking cheesy, lame ass SNL now.
Oh my god. The key phrase that he says here is like, laughing feels wrong, hypocrisy's right. I gotta say something. No, you don't.
Please don't say anything.
You absolutely don't have to say anything.
I implore you not to comment.
We all know it happened. We all know the school shooting was bad. You don't have to say anything about it.
Please don't make a rap about it.
No, don't make a TikTok rap about it. That's the last thing you should do. I promise. I promise Jake from TikTok, we don't need it. Your take.
Make a list of everything that is possible for you to do. At the very bottom of it, make a TikTok rap about the school shooting. Bottom of the list. Ooh, that makes me feel bad. TikTok's a cesspool. I don't know why you made me get it.
I hope he gets on SNL.
that would be funny. That would be funny, but I don't. I like SNL. I don't want that. I don't want it to go that poorly for him.
There's so many people leaving.
They're so fucked. Yeah, they're so fucked. They're funniest people left. Unless
Pete's
they get
leaving, Kate's leaving, Kate McKinnon, Pete Davidson, Kyle Mooney,
Bryant, and Aidy Bryant, who's in those people are in everything.
Yeah,
they're funniest. It's gonna be bad unless they get funny, actually funny TikTokers or sketch actual.
They had those 3 guys that they got from TikTok.
They still do.
Yeah, so I assume they'll be main cast next year, maybe.
They'll be they're like the Lonely Island. They're funny. Yeah, they should do actually funny stuff. You don't need to do a Biden sketch to open the show. I fucking promise you. You don't need to cold open the president. Please don't. Don't do it.
Nobody cares.
Please stop.
When I say it's been overdone, the bit is dead.
Please.
And the bit is always the same. There's never a creative. It's just a reenactment of a debate.
Yeah.
There's never a if there's some sort of premise there, it could be funny. I don't know.
I dare you to go.
It's the same thing with the Jimmy Fallon. It's all. Let's think about this from a shareable social media perspective. Let's get as many people to talk about this as possible. Let's not make the funniest thing possible.
Boy, are they not making the funniest thing possible?
No,
it's tough scene. I hate it a lot. I dare them an entire season. Don't cold open the president, please. You won't. They won't. I know they won't.
The other thing is, last 2 presidents, they're just way funnier in real life than you could ever make a sketch.
They're doing the bits in real life. You can't. They're
beyond parody.
George Bush was perfect because there was a guy that could be a fucking crazy cartoon of him, and it was funnier.
You also didn't see 300 clips of him every single day.
He didn't have
social media. I don't want any famous people bits, really.
Yeah.
The crazy famous people are funnier than the bits you make about the crazy famous people.
Yeah. SNL sucks. That's too bad. I hope it gets better. Hope it has a renaissance with actual funny internet people. Anything on Barry? Any predictions? I was surprised. I was shocked, stunned. he was sold out.
I think Barry in prison is going to be very entertaining. I hope. I also have a thought that maybe he like becomes a federal agent. They use his skills and make him work for the good guys. Perhaps. I think there's definitely a lane there.
That'd be an interesting struggle. Interesting.
And we get into like some. Oh, the U.S. government's actually just as bad as all these murdering guys. And he's like, oh, wow, this is actually the most fucked up thing I've ever done is working for the FBI type of moral quandary.
Yeah. I thought, go ahead.
I wonder what they're going to do with, what's his girlfriend's name? Susie? Sally?
Yeah, because she just killed a guy.
Yeah.
She just beat a guy to death.
Barry's just going to take the heat for that, I assume. But she's mentally going to have to still know that she did kill that guy.
Yeah, she definitely beat him with a bat.
That was a cool scene. She
that was
killed
cool.
him. It was a soundproof little studio. Couldn't hear him.
Pretty good.
Just beat him to death real good. Stabbed him in the fucking neck, and it like went into his eye. That was very strange. Went like here and then.
Yeah.
Seems like not a fun way to die.
Ouch. I mentioned to you that it was. Now that it's all over, I'm not surprised that he was caught in the end. He was set up and then caught by the FBI because just the reckless abandon he had shown, killing just anyone, anywhere, just in the street, in the broad daylight, in their home, without really any regard for surroundings or anything. It was getting a bit almost like it was a bit at this point. He will just shoot up anywhere, and then it finally caught up with him and he was caught. So I'm glad he was caught in a way because it was becoming preposterous the amount of killing he was doing just with reckless abandon without getting caught.
Yeah, it's like it's a good show, and they thought about every single decision they made, and everything was connected, and they had a good feel for where it was going.
Yeah, it made sense. Bit
of a rarity at times in the modern TV landscape.
Yeah, I need a Bill Hader movie. I need him to direct a movie.
Yeah, maybe I need him to stop doing the show so he has more time to do other stuff.
Yeah, fuck this shit, Bill. I need a feature-length film. But then come back to Barry, though. Please finish it.
Get Bill Hader his Oscar.
Get your futures in now, folks. Lock it up.
He's like really, I mean, he has been. I can't even remember the last movie he was even in. He hasn't been in very many movies in serious roles ever.
No, he's mostly just like a bit like side weird. He's in Superbad. He's hilarious in Superbad.
Hot Rod.
He's also in.
You Hot Rod fan?
I've seen it. I'm not a super
one
fan,
of my favorite comedies of all time.
It's funny. He's also in Pineapple Express, yeah, like at the very beginning.
Yeah, I mean he's in all those fucking movies. Oh, It. I guess he was like the main character in It, so that was a big deal, and that was a serious role. So
that's true.
Oh, he's in Lightyear. Apparently, he plays
that movie.
Feathering Hamstan.
That movie kind of creeps me out.
Yeah, seems like the snake eating its tail kind of there. Like basically the whole premise is it's the movie that Andy saw as a kid that made him want to buy the Buzz Lightyear toy. That's like what it is. Apparently it says that at the beginning. It's like, okay, who wanted this? Just make a new thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably won't see it. I don't know. I have no desire to see it.
No, but that's the other thing that I think that I was realizing that I guess I have been realizing. People will be like, dude, the new Buzz Lightyear movie was bad. You're 34 years old. It's a movie for small children.
It's not for you, dude.
And not to say that, like, sure, there are some kids' movies that are enjoyable for adults. And I think in theory, if you're making like a Pixar movie, like that's kind of the standard that you make a movie that is just a good movie. So that kind of sucks. But
yeah, I guess Toy Story is all
to watch the trailer for Buzz Lightyear, be like, I better like this.
Oh, I'm bummed out. This was bad.
You're a grown man. You're fucking weird.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
You're 40, man. I don't know. Jeez.
Yeah.
You're supposed to not like that.
Newest season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, Bill Hader had a very, very funny cameo. By far the funniest cameo in the season.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Really
I didn't watch it, but I do remember people really enjoying it. So.
He plays 3 brothers named Igor, Gregor, and Timur, and That's
funny. That's
very funny. Good bit. Yeah, he hasn't been in a lot of stuff, a lot of voice acting. So, get that fucking check.
Yeah.
Angry Birds movie 2.
Yeah.
Probably a sweet gig.
Everyone saw it.
Really? No, man, almost all voice acting.
I think Bill Hader could do, like we brought it up on a couple episodes ago. I think he would crush in like an Adam Driver Marriage Story, like fucked up, like kind of.
Yeah, I mean he definitely showed the range off this season more than the other 2 seasons.
No doubt, like a tortured, like fucked up guy, middle-aged guy.
The blow ups, because the highs didn't know if but I mean you kind of saw in SNL that he can get big and get crazy, and he's not always.
He's gonna win a fucking Oscar. He's gonna win an Oscar for acting and directing, maybe in the same movie.
Oh man, that's hard to do.
I'm high on Bill Hader, all right?
No, I think he's incredibly talented, but there's a lot of incredibly talented people with no Oscar wins. Fucking Martin Scorsese didn't win an Oscar for directing until he was like 70.
Hard to win an Oscar, folks.
It's tough.
It's like we're crushing Rory for not winning a major for 8 years. It's hard to win. A lot of people want them.
Everyone else wants to too.
Yeah, a lot of people doing good stuff. Yeah,
a lot of movies getting made.
It's true. It's true. Leo didn't win an Oscar until it was like his 6th nomination. Tough one to win.
People with Oscars for acting and directing. I'm gonna bet this is pretty.
I don't even know who that would be. Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood's a good guess.
Probably. I don't. Definitely has one for directing.
Mm-hmm.
How do we not just have some like these 9 actors did a BuzzFeed? How is that not a thing?
Someone aggregate this for me.
Seems like that is something that will get a bazillion clicks.
Who's directing? Ooh,
I want this from 2015.
It's becoming a lot more. I feel like. Do you agree that it's becoming much more common for major actors to try their hand at directing? I feel like that was more separate back in the day. Maybe I'm totally wrong about that.
No, I think there's a lot of actors like like Clint Eastwood is a good example. He did it. Warren Beatty back in the day did it.
I feel like everyone's trying it now.
Yeah, it probably
there's just so much stuff. There's so much self-made stuff. You can do so much on your own. I feel like people are doing their own projects.
Oh, this is not what I fucking want.
Dude, just look up fucking best directors, and I don't know.
Let's see. Warren Beatty won an Oscar for directing. I think for acting also. Kevin Costner won for directing. I don't think he won for acting, though.
He was in Dances with Wolves, right?
Oh, wait. None of these people won for acting. They all won for directing. Yes, he directed Dances with Wolves.
He was also in it, though, right?
Mm-hmm. But did not win anything for the acting.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think Clint Eastwood ever won for acting either. Woody Allen never won for acting.
Yeah, I'm not going to know any of these people from like pre-70s, 80s probably, so I'm not sure.
Robert Redford never won for acting, but he won for
directing.
Yeah.
See, that's crazy. Those like
acting Oscars are also so strange. Like there's people that I've never heard of that will. It's a weird game.
Yeah.
Maybe nobody's ever done it before.
Maybe. My guy's going to be the first one. Does Eastwood have multiple directing Oscars? I think he does.
One for $1 Million Baby.
Yeah, and he also has one like 8 years before that for Unforgiven.
Unforgiven, yeah. He's got 2. Good old Clint.
What else did Ang Lee direct? Oh, yeah, he has 2 also. Okay, I was going to say, I knew he had 2 in like 5 years, 6 years. Ang Lee, bringing it home.
Nobody has won both yet.
This is a riveting podcast.
It's
Okay,
never been done.
Book it. I don't know what kind of odds I can get, but Bill's doing it.
Some people have been nominated, but Clint Eastwood, Costner, Warren Beatty, Kenneth Branagh, Warren Beatty, Woody Allen, Orson Welles. So Bill Hader,
small.
Never directed a movie yet. You're in there probably. Pretty easy company to get into, I think.
I would like to backtrack on what I've said about Bill Hader. He will win.
Maybe nominated for both.
One or the other. He'll win one or the other. Probably not for acting.
Yeah, I would be. Yeah, probably not.
I'd be actually pretty surprised if he won either. But let's say nominated
for both is a huge.
That's an honor. That's an honor.
I don't think he's probably never been in an Oscar-nominated movie. Ooh, no. Inside Out. Inside Out, technically.
Inside Out is a fantastic movie.
One Best Animated Feature, so technically Oscar winner Bill Hader.
True.
Already, so
put it on the board. Before we get out of here, did you have I saw some socials of you. Were you getting after it this weekend?
Yeah, we did a little staycation. Did a little sit by the pool.
Get a hotel or something? What'd you do?
Yeah, just had a little hotel downtown. It was nice in theory. This fucking rooftop was a goddamn zoo, and not in like a fun, it's a party, everyone's up here type of zoo, but in like they need like 5 more people working up here to service all the people that are up here. We've got like,
was there enough room? Were you like really
not really
crowded?
There was like
that's tough.
20 loungers to lay on and more than 20 people up there. And
75 people up there.
Honestly, like then, I mean, they had like a whole this whole hotel was like, they thought of it as like this modern art thing, and then they forgot to put all the stuff that just makes it like a good functioning hotel in it. But there's like, dude, we got cool art on here.
You just don't get it.
We're never gonna bring you more towels.
Fuck the towels. You just don't get it. It's called art.
There was like these 3 like fucked up hammock laying things that no one ever wanted to lay on, but took up so much space. And had you just taken those out, you could have fit 10 more fucking things to sit on. They're just like, nah, we're just gonna waste all this space up here.
Sounds like you just don't get it. It's the feng shui, dude.
You'll appreciate this.
Okay.
Some of the worst bartending I've ever seen in my life.
Like they was just very slow, or they didn't.
Here's the issue. There was usually 2 bartenders back there. One of the bartenders was usually pretty good, and this other girl that was up there the whole time was, you could tell, like, green, was new. And every time I told her a drink, she said it back to me like, mojito. Yeah, I can make you that for sure. Know what that is.
I'd like you to take a lap, and I'm going to look up how to make that, and I'll get it for you maybe in a bit.
They were trying. The other thing was the bar did not operate like a bar. There would just be a line that would form, and they would just serve people one at a time, rather than like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Let me try to get a few things going at once. Let's get this thing going. It'd be,
sounds like a long line.
You ordered 4 drinks. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to make these 4 drinks, and no one else is going to be served while I'm making these 4 drinks. And we're going to wait. Hey, we're going to wait.
First in, first out. You got to take care of people. Not at my bar. Let me just say this: not at my bar. We're not having this.
You gotta bop around. They just needed more people up there. They just needed another bartender. Especially on Saturday, there was like 2 people.
So was there like a DJ up there? What was going on?
No, they played music, but it was pretty whatever. I mean,
Were you like there alone, or you had like you met some people there, or what was the deal?
Me and Michaela went, and then 2 of her friends came up there one of the days. Saturday, we were just kind of hanging out. And then we went to the Union Station in St. Louis and did the Ferris wheel and some mini golf, which was kind of.
I remember going to Union Station when I was like 10 years old. I still have a weird memory of it. Was there still a Hooters in Union Station?
No, they all redid it. It's all okay. It was now.
I mean, this had to have been 15 years ago.
It's whatever. It kind of sucks. It's like really, really, really shitty Disney World would be how I would describe it. It's like you really do a lap and you're like, that's kind of it. It's just like a place to walk around. There's like 2 restaurants. Yeah. I guess you go to the aquarium. We didn't go to the aquarium. That's like the big thing, but mini golf. There's a Ferris wheel. There's like 2 places to eat, and then just walking around. We're not in the house.
Just running out the clock.
Just not. At least we're not in the house, and I don't have to talk to my family. We can just walk around.
How's the place coming together? Are we fully settled in? Are we good?
Yeah, pretty much. I still have a mattress that I need to take home to my mom's house, so that's kind of in the dining room still. But
okay,
yeah, pretty much.
You texted me maybe like a week or 2 ago something about there's a emo night coming up in St. Louis. Has that happened already?
Nope. It's when is it? It is.
Maybe I might get.
Yeah, it's coming up. Also, I am going to be in Chicago on Monday and Tuesday of that same week for work. We're doing a little work. I don't know what we're doing.
Together.
Something for
party.
Work. People are getting together. I don't know if it'll be working or if it'll be fun or both or neither.
No shot. It's work.
Yeah, probably not.
No way. No way.
So I'll be up in your neck of the woods, and we can hang out. And
are they
if you want
are they paying for a hotel, or what's the deal?
Yeah, paying for hotel.
Fuck yeah.
Doing a little stipend for the airfare, not covering it completely, which is...
You're flying up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as soon as they said, yeah, we'll cover your travel up to X amount of money, I was like, not going to take the train. Going to certainly
that's
do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it to it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Got a fucking exit row. We're fucking cooking gas,
bro.
Baby. Yeah, I hit that extra $25 on the fucking ticket. I don't
Dude, fucking run that stipend up, baby. Get that big boy leg room.
Balling. So
yeah. When is that? You said it's the same week as emo night?
July.
Dude, let's do
18th.
Let's fuck around and do a podcast meetup at emo night. What do we think? Anyone listening that wants to hang with the boys at emo night? Slide in my DMs.
I believe it's July 18th and July 19th, if I'm not mistaken. I think. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, podcast meetup at emo night. It's on in St. Louis. Tell your friends. Where do they do it at? Do you know?
Emo night? I'm not sure where it is here. I do not know.
I'm tentatively interested. I'm interested. I have something else going on. I can't remember what it is, which is a rarity for me. I don't ever have anything going on, but we'll see. Tentatively, come check out the new place. You know, do it.
All right.
All right. I think that'll do it for me. I don't have anything else. What song should play us out of this? Probably some emo night. Probably some either Fall Out Boy or like My Chemical Romance or anything of the like. What do you think?
Yeah, both of those are fine.
All right, Fall Out Boy it is. Shout out to Patrick Stump. Shout out to Pete Wentz. Shout out to Andy on the drums. I don't know his last name. The boys are playing us out. I appreciate that. We'll be back with episode 80. If anyone, Pat, Pete, everyone come on the pod or give me free tickets to a show backstage and you want to just have a hang, I'm in. Episode 80 will be our draft preview. I know everyone's been clamoring for it. It snuck up on us too. We'll be back. Hopefully, quick turnaround, a couple days. Episode 80, NBA draft prep preview. Until then, thanks.
Adam Sandler movie review.
Of course. What's it called? Hustle? It's a Queen Latifah movie to me, but sure, Adam Sandler.
We'll probably do a NBA players rankings within that movie.
100%.
Shitload of NBA players in it. So
a lot of cameos. That'll be a good long episode. Stay tuned. Like the episode. Subscribe. Go watch it on YouTube. Full video up on YouTube.
Also, here's another fun thing for the real heads. First episode of the show ever, I think, was an NBA draft preview. So
was that right?
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure
episode 1 was the NBA draft preview.
We might be 1 year in. We also might be eating a spicy chip on that episode. When are we going to do that? It got lost in the mail.
It got lost in the mail, and I disputed it. They're like, "Nah, dude, it shipped." It said it was delivered. It's like mine says it wasn't delivered. So it seems like we're at a bit of an impasse here.
Would we do that on the draft show? Probably not, right?
No, and I don't think it'll be there in time. I ordered one again.
Okay.
the 23rd or something. It's saying so.
Well, we're gonna do that at some point.
Maybe when I'm up there, we'll do it in person.
Ooh,
we'll
maybe
see.
Maybe we'll do an episode while you're here. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know. I have no idea what the schedule for all that shit is, so we'll see. But maybe.
All right, go over to YouTube, subscribe, do all the stuff, like the episode. Thanks for listening. We'll see you for episode 80.